By a sound of noise on the count of 3. How excited are we for the EP? 1, 2, 3. Woo! Okay, silence. We go together like Instagram and insecurities. We said forever, but knew that was a lie. I'm sorry to remember.
Oh shit, you remember me?
Oh yeah. This is crazy, bro.
I thought he was a DJ.
What? Give me that.
Gosh, crazy. Man, those build-ups at the end, holy crap. You just got these dynamic swells in every single song that give it so much life, and I could hear every single song in that last one all coming together.
Definitely a finale track.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, just like, you just,
yeah.
Oh my god, bro. The amount of mixing that took.
You can hear it. Oh my god. You can tell that the production's like A1 and all the layers you can hear.
That was the perfect mixture of like just turn up and just like emotion. That was just, my mind is honestly blown right now. That was amazing.
First you're like getting into your feels and then it just comes in and you're, oh.
It takes you by surprise. I can envision myself like driving in my car just like jamming out to that.
Yeah.
I heard that. I feel like there's so many layers in that song, like with all of your songs, but there's so many layers.
Too hard to listen to once. I just want to.
You just want to keep it because like there's so much in your music I found like to dissect. I don't even know how to describe it. Like talking about the paintbrush and the like, just the way you incorporate like the smallest things in your music makes the biggest difference. It's just
there's depth there. It's not just on the surface.
It's just so unique. I've legitimately never in my life ever heard a concept like that, and it's just like I'm still shook. I'm not gonna lie.
Speechless. I have goosebumps, man. Yeah, it feels so good. You know when you like listen to something and it's like you know it's so good and you just can't stop smiling because it's like
Nice.
Great.
That's like me when you're giving me this compliment.
I had like an idea of music that I like. It would be this. This is ideal what I like.
Fire.
Yeah, it's fun.
Thank you. Oh, nice socks. I didn't even see them. Let's go.
But you always add kind of like that third and fourth layer of everything. That's why I think you're an inspiration to me, and I really appreciate everything.
Thanks, dude.
Of course.
All fire, all around. Wasn't really too sure what he was gonna make, but I said to him, I was like, it's probably gonna be like this rhetoric vibe twist to it that he absolutely brought in this EP, and now I'm beyond proud of my dude for chasing his dream, and that's why he's a role model to me.
So I just wanted to say that this EP, just how it transitioned, every single song was put together so perfectly. The way Chase did everything was just insane. The production on it, the lyrics, you could tell he really tried on it.
So like, you know how like, you know, you read like a nice like book, like I'm talking like Great Gatsby, right?
Yeah.
You read it once and you're like, oh, it's good. But then it's like you read it again and you realize that there's like other parts to it.
Yeah.
That's what this album is. You read it one time through and you're like, wow, that was amazing. Then you listen to it more and more and you just get more and more out of it.
Kind of that clean slate that brings you back to who you are as an individual. So props, Chase, it's amazing.
So this was not music, this was art. It was beautiful, put me in my feels, but it made me excited.
I got very in the feels and I was like, as soon as Shelter came on especially, I was like, don't cry. It has a place for everybody, and I think that's what I've always liked about you. It's the fact that you're relatable and everybody can relate to it. Chase kind of makes his own genre. It's rhetoric, and that's it, and that's how it's gonna be.
I'm excited to hear it with headphones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just shit you can vibe with. Like halfway through the song, you already know the words and you're already singing along, and it's just kind of like, you just feel good.
How do you focus on like your most positive like things, even when you're in the most like negative situation you can possibly be?
Practice. A lot of practice. You know what I mean? As great as you can think something is, you can think it's equally as terrible. And that can sometimes be yourself. So as long as you can hone that in and like really figure out how to control it and keep it on the green side, if you choose to just pinpoint focus on that one small thing, like that one small positive thing, everything else will blur out. It's that moment that inspires you to keep going.
Yeah. I like
Your underwater kingdom
thank you.
is built in an aquarium. That was sick.
kind of slow and then I like picked it up. That was
Yeah. Just like an emotional roller coaster.
Just heard the new project, it's sick, everything, you know, meeting him as a person, this project is everything, like, you know, it's the real you. And like, I think the biggest part about listening to these specific songs is that they like take you away, especially in today's music where it's like, you want to just find the real, like, this is the real, so.
And then you want to dance the whole time. I loved the beats behind it and I like want it on my playlist right now.
The vibes were just so good, like you can tell that this is just like actually you, and this is just comes like straight from your heart. You put so much thought and so much work into all these songs,
So like I can't wait to see what you have in the future too.
I really like the you had like guitar in there, you had EDM, you had like a bunch of concepts, like the 3 Clover thing. I thought that was so cool. Like just like sitting there, like that's an interesting concept. Definitely something that I would jam out to, but like also like you can sit down and just like listen to it.
It's like turning up in your feels. It's a weird, you know what I mean?
I love how there's so many words in them and like so many lyrics, but then the background is still loud, because I feel like with EDM and stuff, like there's always like 6 words they sing, and like the background is like huge and stuff, but like your words keep going, and so it's like you're listening really hard.
You can sing along and dance.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah.
I still can't believe that that's you.
In what way?
Your voice. Like I've never heard you sing, so it's mind-blowing.
Your music's great. It reminds me of like a big mix of like who I like.
Listening to it sounds amazing. My favorite is Cage Dope. I also think like you're really brave to just like show your work to people. That takes a lot of courage to do that.
I love the vibe.
Yeah.
It's a really cool vibe.
Great vibe, great concepts and stuff too, man.
Yeah.
Like when I first heard Shelter, I was like, okay, like I thought it was just gonna be instrumental. Then you started singing, I was like, what the hell? Like, just blew me away. It's like, this is amazing.
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was like listening to your diary.
I think the EP is excellent. Anyone that pays homage to the Beatles and their lyrics is right on. Wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
When you were starting to come out with Shelter, and you kept putting the little clips in the lives, I was like, I need more. When it came out, I was so surprised. The electric guitar riffs during the song, I noticed them and they sounded like really good.
Thank you.
You need to have more guitar solos, I feel like. Those rock. The beat in the second verse with the drums or something, just in the back we barely hear it, but it was.
Yeah, when you get the headphones. Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's actually great.
I just like the flow. Like I could just imagine myself, you know, laying in bed trying to listen to all the speakers.
Like it feels good. It's so
relatable.
Yeah, relatable.
It's like because you're being real,
yeah.
It's like every song you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was like all stuff that I wouldn't talk about before. It's turn your insecurities into art. This whole project is like real. Like I still won't talk to people about it, but I'll sit there and write a whole record on it. I know you have a Shelter story.
Yeah, I'm like, this one just hit home because I travel like for work. I'm a cook. So
wow.
When I was 18, I left for like a year-long program, and that's where I guess I started really traveling by myself. I came back to Miami for 2 years for school, for culinary school, and I had to do an internship, and I picked Australia. What was supposed to be 6 months in Australia turned into 4 years.
That happens.
Does. Great job, but my head was just on the grind. Like I was just working for it, and I just feel like in these past years I'll just like build up, and that was amazing. And I come back home and everyone's like, oh my god, your life is so amazing, what are you doing? And I'm like, I just spent the past 4 years working. Traveling's great, there's so much beauty out there, there's so much to see, but it gets fucking hard to the point where I don't want to go out of the room to pee. That's weird that I have shared that feeling, but literally
it's a real thing.
Like,
it's a real thing. Yeah, the whole song was true, and it's great to hear stories like that because it happens at any scale really.
I mean, I listen to Shelter every single day.
Wow.
That's what's really like connected with me. So I've actually been saving up to get a Shelter tattoo.
No way.
Yeah.
So like when I was listening to your words, and you were saying like, I get that's like your emotional state, but I feel like when you hit that, because you make the music, bro. When you hit that, like I'm talking no words, when you stop using the words, when you hit that beat and you like, oh, when you feel that, like it's like, and like with how it got more somber at the end and like the more clicking and stuff, it was like, that's like your way of talking in a way.
Dude, it sounds like the progression to the biggest boss fight of your life in a video game. That is how it makes me feel, and I'm internalizing it right now.
Right here, right now?
Right here, right now. And I'm just going through that whole sequence in my head, and it's honestly fucking crazy. Even when you're not speaking, the instrumental just speaks for you.
Yeah.
And it says more than words could ever say or process, or that your mind could ever think of. And I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, your chord progressions and the way that like they just fit with your song so well. And I love dry bass. So Black and Yellow, the way you use like the dry triplet basses, oh my gosh. I love dry kicks for some reason. They just hit me right in my feels for some reason.
Oh, just wait till you get it in the headphones.
My favorite thing is how some of the lyrics have like double meanings. Like that's like what I geek over. Like I listen first song to last song because
there's songs that always have like a fade into the next, and I noticed that a couple of times in yours, and I love that.
I think that what I started seeing was what exactly those insecurities were, and I know for me at least, the general theme was like getting or not getting like confirmation or acceptance from others, and I know that I like recently went through a breakup, and so I initially like connected it to like a romantic relationship, but when I like took a step back, I was thinking that this could really be from any relationship, whether it's someone in your family or a friend.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not special. There's no holier than thou anything. Like if you really want to, it could be anything. If you want to go ride horses, you want to jump horses or whatever you want to do. If you are that determined that you're staying up at night looking at YouTube videos like, how do I buy a horse? How do I train horses? How, you know what I mean? You're gonna be great.